Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I'm happy to be on this call today, and I'm highly privileged to be the special guest of honor on this call. Yeah, generally, this is about the launch of the project 2024-80, which has to do with innovations in telecom and public health. I've been following this series for about the fourth week now, and very prominent people have come on the show as special guests of honor. And when I was approached to also be a special guest of honor on this session, I felt it's quite an honor, and I gladly accepted. Kenny has been somebody that I know very, very well. I've been associated with this project for quite a while. It's almost a year now since I got to know about this project, and I've been a part of it. I'm sure we'll share this experience later on. Immediately Kenny approached me and told me about it. I gladly, consented and invested my money into my wallet shop, and sometimes at the beginning of this year, when we entered, we were all skeptical. But at the beginning of the year, we were invited to Abuja for a meeting, and we got to meet all the people involved in the project, including Joshua, the brain behind everything. And I'm very, very happy. That's why I'm glad to be associated with them, and glad to be the special guest to be able to tell all my colleagues in public health about the genuineness and the prospect of this project. So it's a privilege for me to open up this session today. And I'm sure at the end of the presentations by Kenny and also Mr. Joshua, we'll be able to share a lot of experience, and people will be very, very willing to key into this. So thank you very much for this opportunity. Over to you, Mr. Kenny, Dr. Kenny.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chingley, my colleague and friend of years. All right, so we'll not waste time. We'll simply start the session. As I said, it's a project approved by the Association of Public Health Physicians of Nigeria. This is about telecom innovations for public health practice. It's a 6-month pilot of what we call the VIGIT system, and it's titled Project 2480. The whole idea about it is how can we connect public health practice with telecom innovations that can help our practice. There are 2 of us on ground today to make the presentations, myself, Dr. Tefa Kene, and Joshua Tahule, who is the CEO of VIGIT Platform International. We've actually built this partnership for over 18 months, and they will build the product that today you have, and we're sharing with you. So for the project, I'm the project manager and the principal investigators, which means that I'll be reporting to the association on a monthly basis on the activities of this project. So the month of May has been dedicated essentially for awareness and information sharing, so that people can have opportunity to ask questions. So what is happening in the telecom industry is known to us. It's one sector that has grown so rapidly. And during COVID, when every other sector was down, and even us, we had to be on lockdown, that was the time the telecom industry was booming, because they have to use a lot of calls took place, a lot of data use took place. In fact, some people started using Zoom during that period, and they've never reversed that decision. What it just means is that that decisions have actually been moving money from their own system to the telecom industry. Now, the question is that for us who are public health physicians, most times our sources of incomes are not many. Essentially, our source of salary is what we have. But then the needs for communication has come to stay, and it not be reversed. So this industry keep growing rapidly. Those who will talk to us about the value it has brought, the volume of business that it has brought later. This table indicates that revenue increased from 2.5 trillion in year 2019 to 2.8 trillion as the end of the year. This represents a 12.6% increase in revenue. And at the same time, if you look at the other industries, the revenues have not rapidly grown like this. Now, of course, MTNs has reported 1.7 trillion revenue last year. The same with the other telecom industry, companies, with 80 reporting 2.4% revenue growth. So what are the issues and where does the fund doctors have moved to? Every day the banks charge us, whether you are sleeping or you are awake, the banks will do charges on it. Some of the charges they give name to it that you cannot even know. The insurance companies charge us. The Zoom meetings that we're doing by the end of these 30 minutes or 40 minutes would have consumed a lot of data, and that data means money to never come back. The social media platforms that we use, the WhatsApp group that this information was shared on, all consume time and money. And of course, the telecom equally take away our time and resources. So all these have become important sources of depleting our income. But there are ways around it where we can actually preserve this income, or better still, make use of these systems and maximize our resources. So we've been asked, this is the question that the 18 months of our interaction have led us to think about. The big question that keeps agitating our minds. Are there innovative financing mechanisms that can be used within the telecom system that can actually be applicable to the health sector? How can this telecom digital cash flow that I've just explained circulate among public health practitioners to enhance quality of their work? We just talked about the new policy that is around the use of telecommunication to finance health insurance. So it is for this reason that Ave Health Sense, in partnership with VIGIT platform, has come up with a system that will circulate value and create a source of income while taking care of the expenses, whether these expenses are personal or office expenses. And the system is called the VIGIT system. The VIGIT system comprises of just three things. It comprises of the digital tool. So there's a design digital tool for real-time data capturing to key performance indicators and feed-based monitoring. What does this mean is that with the VIGIT system, we can design any tool that you have that is a physical tool, make it a digital tool and host it on Android phones. And with that, you can collect data anywhere in the world. And the data comes to you real time with a dashboard, both virtual and physical, that information can reach you. The second component of that VIGIT system is the virtual top-up automated telecom trading system that offers 1% weekly commission for cost recovery. So the essence of this is that, yes, if you even design the base of tools and deploy the base of tools for public health work, and there's no data, there's no airtime, there's no communication, it is practically impossible for that system to function. So this helps us take care of that. Now, the third component of the VIGIT system is the advanced COMBOPAK basic for mini audio telehealth. This is a component that helps us with networking individuals that communicate 24/7, and they can actually provide supportive supervision, monitor evaluation, and other capacities that will help public health practitioners to see how we can execute most of the project that we implement. So these are the three components of the VIGIT system. Now, on that note, I will now invite Joshua, who is the anchor partner for this project, to provide details on the telecom components of the projects. Thereafter, I will now talk about the implementation of the project. Joshua, over to you.
Very good evening, everybody.
Hello, Joshua.
Yeah, very good evening.
Okay, so I'm running the slides for you from here. So that is the first slide, but that is Joshua for you. Go ahead.
Good evening, continue.
Okay, right. Yeah, very good evening, especially to Dr. Chingul. It's surprising that I'm meeting you for the first time. I was not even aware that you were around during our dinner. You're welcome in Arias.
Joshua, it's not the first time. I've chatted you several times and you've given me clarification.
Yes. We've not met maybe on live chat like this.
Actually,
it's okay. So I want to start by informing us that every decade comes in with its own technological involvement. you can see that in 1990s, the new generation banks were birthed. And then coming to 2010, that is when we had the telecom innovations that came on board, the MTN, the Glo, the Airtel, the 9Mobile. From 2010, we're now in 2020. So in 2020, there is another one that is adding up, which is building from the telecom, and we are calling it the software sector side of the technology. Now you have the Ubers, you have the OPay, the FinTech, the OPay, and we can actually say that you have the My Wallet Shop, which is the automated system that uses these softwares and then built on the king called the telco, and then give out how do you call it, products, people to benefit or to leverage on it and benefit. In every of these 3 decades that I've mentioned or more, people that are informed on time always take advantage of that and they benefit. So what are we bringing on board now? We are saying that we are using an automated system, using the fintech, combining the fintech and the software to create a platform that the public health practitioners can leverage on it and make an income from it. And then from there, they can take care of their day-to-day expenses, including running their offices at no pains, at no stress. And we call it My Wallet Shop, which is a service offered by Virgin Platform in partnership with Ave Health Sense. And then in combination, we are presenting a VIGIT system. And the VIGIT system tells you that as a public health practitioner, once you take advantage of My Wallet Shop, calculate how much you are to spend in a year, maybe in your hospital, in your research, or in whatsoever day-to-day expense. Open the shop with that same amount, and by the end of the year, My Wallet Shop will be trading with that money in a VTU automated system that will be selling this airtime, including data, just like the way you are burning data here to attend Zoom. You have millions of people outside there doing the same thing. And then as we are talking, millions of transactions are going. If you can look at that graph, in the revenue generated in the first quarter of this year, MTN has the top with about 500 and something billion. And some of you are aware of the interest rate that the CBN just announced, the benchmark, is because the stock has been booming and then borrowing has been going on. So they're trying to correct the inflation that is going on. I don't want to bother yourself with so much analysis, but we are saying that as a public health practitioner, we present to you My Wallet Shop, and My Wallet Shop does the work of trading VTU and data for you in a ready-made market of over 150 million customers or subscribers. And at the end of every week, it gives you 1% of what you have put into the pool. To the pool. With that, you can take it and run your office, run your research, run your hospital, and run your day-to-day expenses, and they still return the capital. And in addition to it, we are also presenting to you Combo Basic. What does Combo Basic do? We know that all our calls runs around voice call. Very few people do internet calls. So when you are doing research, you have staff in the office or in the field there trying to make calls. You burn so much money. Where do you get this money? My Wallet Shop will provide the money. And how do you also minimize these calls? By using Combo Basic. What is Combo Basic? Combo Basic is an advanced CUG that enables people within a group to make calls at a free call, at a cheaper rate. In fact, we call it free because with 1,000 naira, you use your 1,000 naira to make call to other networks, but people within the same group, maybe the research group or the research team you are dealing with, as they are calling themselves, is absolutely free. So irrespective of whether you are in Abuja and you have staff working in Kano, in Taraba, in Lagos, wherever they are, once they combine this Combo Basic on the VIGIT system, their course is free. And to renew this subscription, you need money. And we are saying that that money My Wallet Shop is producing, just like any other expenses. How do we do this? By going into an automated system that has been integrated with Flutterwave and then other banks. And that is all about the system. And we'll be running this for the past 2, going to 3 years now. Just like Dr. Chingu testified, that was our second adversary. We are calling on the public health practitioners. There's so much in the telecom that people have not even tapped. So you come over, benefit from the billions or the trillions of naira you are hearing, and then from there, run your office at no cost. Thank you so much, Dr. Kenneth. During the question and answer time, I can answer more questions that are related to this. Thank you, Dr. Kenneth. You can take over from here.
All right, thank you, Joshua, for that and for the insight. So how is the project going to be implemented? Essentially, before I go to that, we'll look at issues in public health so that we emphasize this point. Is the fact that there's increased costs with the same salary, which have not changed. There's little hazard or allowance, inadequate funds for interventions. Most times we have people, they have beautiful ideas, but the resources are not there. The need for monitoring evaluation in hard to reach areas is a challenge. The need for supportive supervision of the same issues is the same issue with hard to reach areas. And of course, security risks on the increase. I don't need to overbother you with that, we know. So reaching out to these locations is a challenge. Then of course, every day we do Zoom or and have other communication, but nobody has offered communication allowance in the package we receive. So this project essentially is following the communique issued at the Ilorin conference that the federal and state ministry of health, as well as their divisions and related agencies, should adopt the digitization of public interventions to improve efficiency. So we felt that, okay, fine, if this was what we agreed, then we should be preparing ourselves to provide that level of support so that individuals can maximize the opportunities here. So what is the project assumption? The project is assuming that increasing the circulation of telecom funds among public health practitioners will improve and enhance the quality of their work. Within this simple equation, technical knowledge and skills minus finance equals to frustration. And also we'll now bring finance into it, then there's that level of excitement that we expect. And this point was buttressed just a few days ago when the federal government passed a bill, the National Health Insurance Act bill, and said for vulnerable population to be funded, 1 kobo, at least 1 kobo per second call should be deducted as tax. Now, with that level of funds coming into the insurance system, you can be assured that if it's appropriately used, then we will have funds that will address some of our health challenges. So what is the project strategic plan? The strategic plan is that we will have Zoom meetings for training. So we've had 4 weeks of intensive trainings happening on Wednesdays and Sunday. But this Sunday, it will be the last meeting, and I think I will rest. Then the second point is to activate my wallet account for at least 5 members per state so that they can actually have an experience of this project for 6 months and then report through a questionnaire later. We also need to conduct digital tool design training for interested states and individuals. This can be done virtually or physically as part of the project. We need to talk about deploying the mini audio telehealth for selected institutions, and we deploy the VIGIT system in selected states. What is the project life cycle? 4 weeks of Zoom meetings for training in May. So 4 weeks we've done. These are last week. By Sunday will be the 4th week. The last training. We also have activation of accounts from May to July. So we are intensively asking people to activate accounts irrespective of their location so that they can have a feel of what is going on. We design digital tools, do digital tool training from May to October. As the request comes in, our organization will be glad to do that for public health physicians irrespective of their location. And deployment of mini audio telehealth May to October. Deployment of the VIGIT system in selected states is a continuous exercise. And then by end of November, in November, we'll actually do the evaluation. So we'll send out a questionnaire for the evaluation, and then we'll have a project report written in December and present our findings, our experience at the conference in January in Rivers State. So how does the application of wallet shop help in office or project needs? Now we know that for every project, we need power supply bills to address, we need communication, fuel, office maintenance, and pay Zoom. These are necessary project expenditure. Now the truth of the matter is that whether you like it or not, do your project budget, have the money. At the end of 12 months, this money will never return back to your system or to yourself. So which means that money is lost. If your expenditure per month is 50,000, by end of 12 months, 600,000 never returns back to your account. Now, what we're saying here is as simple: carry those resources, calculate your airtime need, calculate your data need, calculate your TV subscription need, tag those amount of money, get my wallet shop to actually trade on it, and offers you commission. From that commission, you can now use to address this need. At the end of 12 months, your money is available for you. You can either withdraw it or roll it over. This experience we're talking about, most of our special guests have actually had their 12-month cycle. That is why qualify them to be on special guests on sessions like this, so that they can share their experiences. So I've just said that we estimate all a monthly need, and of course, take that decision. So what we are doing actually, we are practically operating on zero overhead cost. So when I started telling people that, oh, my office is operating on zero overhead cost, they don't understand. Because any project I have, the first thing I ask myself is that what is the communication need for that project? That money is pulled aside and goes into my wallet shop and gives us the commission to do the communication, and boom. When the project is over, the money that is used for communication is still there. Anytime we talk about any assignment, we plan for that. Now, we are talking about having a conference in January. So what we have done as an office team is to create an account called Ave Confab. So that account is trading. By 40 weeks in December, it was giving us sufficient money. It is that money that will form our flight ticket and stuff, and we will be in Port Harcourt. So what we are simply saying is that you can actually operate your office on zero overhead cost if you understand the application of my wallet shop in the system. And when sustainability is viewed as being a matter of survival for your business, I believe you can actually create massive change. So this is the truth. Joshua alluded to this. Technology does not reverse itself. So every generation build up on the previous technology, and things are moving. In fact, what we're doing now, if we give the next 10 years, what Meta will do will be amazing. I've had the opportunity of attending Meta meetings. Each time I listen to these guys, I wonder what the next 10 years will look like, because it will be simply a virtual world. So telecommunication has come to stay. So the VIGIT system actually is a solution we will actually explain, and it's a digital solution. First is taking away paper-based forms and giving you digital tools for monitoring of medical services real time. It's giving you opportunity to have close monitoring and supportive supervision, and making sure that you do this as a very barely minimal cost of operation. So how does it work? We talk about deployment or development of soft copy tools for monitoring evaluation. So any tool you have, be it checklist, be it questionnaire, be it anything, give to us within 24 hours, 48 hours, they be converted to the digital tool. These are designed and deployed and hosted on Android phones at different locations that you can capture your data real time. Now, once you are doing that, boom, you have your dashboard where you can supervise individuals, either virtually or physically. We work on so many databases, and then you can do that. The COMBOPAK connects the team that you're working with, while the automated airtime trading system finance the work we do. So we'll provide you technical support for 12 months for this to happen. The benefits have been stated before. Gives you accurate data, gives you, offers you low cost of operation for the work we do, and opportunity to have a versatile work environment and have that stuff. So now, what is at the mind of so many people when we talk about this system is the fact that what are the project risks and limitations? Yes, the first limitation is changing government policy on the use of virtual top-up. Now, some years back, we used to see ladies, young people, say airtime cards and stuff like that. They're no longer there. So it will be difficult for the government to reverse its policy on a virtual top-up system. But if that's going to happen, the banks will be the first group of people to complain, because there is a major business they're running. Each time you buy airtime on the bank from the bank app, the bank gets a commission. That's why most of them have changed their name from the normal banking platform to others, so that they have a more robust business. The second thing that is likely to happen is alteration of telecom value chain incentives for virtual top-up. Yeah, this is practically possible, and it can happen because when during the COVID, the companies made a lot of profit from data, and of course the incentives were there hugely. But now that COVID is over and normalcy is coming, this incentive could reduce. So the bank could transfer that incentive reduction to a system. Then telecom policy change on the use of closed user group. And as I talk to you now, it's not every telecom company that is focusing on closed user group. So there are a few of them. Mobile is one of them that is doing, and of course, we have signed an enterprise partnership with them to use their platform. Now, others could also offer it, but again, it's not every company that is doing that. The reason is simple. Most of the telecom are looking at data now than voice, because there's more money in data than voice. WhatsApp is consuming data, Instagram is consuming data, this new one called TikTok is consuming data, Facebook consuming data. All the apps are consuming data. Now, most times you are sleeping, your data is being consumed. So you can only make calls few hours. So they are looking at investment in data rather than voice. So you see some companies not showing interest in the use of closed user group. Of course, it's also limitation on network coverage by the telecom industry. So depending on where you're working, it may be a particular telecom facility that is the best in their location and things like that. Now, of course, one thing that also is a challenge is the rising cost of Android phones and dashboard accessories. Again, this one, Joshua and the team at Mobile are working hard to see that they bring telecom facilities to us at minimal cost, at very minimal cost. But you know that the dollar keeps changing. As of yesterday, dollar was 585 per naira. 585 naira per dollar. And as the things skyrocket, the prices of these items will so forth. So these are some of the limitations that we envisage will happen. So where are we going to get funds for this project? Strategic resource mobilization. Yes, philanthropists could support the digitalization process. So you can get someone who has money and is willing to help you digitalize the projects, and that is possible. Budget from government, allocation from the state budget can also be used. International donors may be interested in supporting your project or the state to do something. Donation of device from manufacturers or distributors, and of course the health insurance system. So for the VIGIT system, these are areas we have thought that yes, more funds could be mobilized for that purpose. So what is the action plan? The action plan is to get 5 public physicians per state to subscribe as early adapters so that they can have a learning experience of what we are doing. The primary care boards of various states to look at the possibility of having an audio telehealth and monitoring system. This will help them upgrade their facilities, upgrade their MIE systems and have learning opportunities that can scale up some of the things we do. We also look at scale-up models of cycle of influence that can expand this project. And of course, some people are already part of this and we share their experience. So technology never reverses itself. And we will be repositioning ourselves to see how this can also help us. Now, what is the cycle of influence model? We all know about the random-driven sampling. So the 5 people that actually encouraged to be part of the process, which is voluntarily, is to see that they can now have their experience and possibly scale it up to anybody within their vicinity. Now, we understand the concept of division innovation theory, that all innovations follow this path. So we're expecting that, yes, innovators are just 2.5%, but we're expecting the 13.5% early adapters, public practitioners who will now look at this critically. And we are open for all manner of questions, all manner of engagement, be it online, be it virtual, be it course, to see that we actually pilot this project with the best efforts so that we can now showcase what we are capable of doing. So the project code is 102480. The link will be shared in the chat box, in the chat box by the team. You also need to put your attendance there, your name, state, telephone number, and email, so that we can actually reach out to you if need be. So on this note, I want to thank you very much. But before I say that, I want to just give updates as part of the responsibility that I'm supposed to do every month. So every week, I provide updates on what is happening at the back end of the system. So for states that have activated, we have 2 people activated from Plateau State, and 1 have signed up yet to be activated. Edo 1 have activated, Rivers 2 have done that, Kaduna 1, Bayelsa 1 sign up and is yet to be activated. Abuja 1 person have signed up, and Anambra 1 have signed up. The Ekiti, someone signed up in Ekiti, I think today or yesterday, and activated their account. In terms of VIGIT system, we have not implemented any yet, but we are in discussion with Adamawa State, Benue State, and Yobe State, so that we are having discussions with leaders of those states to see how we can implement this. In conclusion, once social enterprise have a diverse and stable set of income streams, they are better placed to have a greater social impact. I was excited this morning when I saw that the national leadership of APHPN has gone to register the APHPN Consultancy Limited, which makes us capable of doing consultancies now. And that is a social enterprise. And that will help us do consultancy, and the resources that comes from it can actually help with the project. So this is the thinking. This is the time for us to think, have a commercial mindset. Otherwise, things are not reversing back to normal. Things are getting worse on a daily basis. We have a technical team that provides support. Stephanie is always available to provide support on calls and stuff. Our details are always there for us to see. The IT crew is with us all the time, and Dan is there. He designed graphics. He designed music beats. So many design activities. So if you also need him, is there to support us. On that note, I want to thank you very much. This is our address. You can now take questions. If there are no, you can now do them. So question sessions. Wow, full house. Oga Davo, how are you?
I'm very fine. I'm very fine, Dr. Kenny. Well done.
Thank you very much. So we have questions. Yeah, so
I have to ask a question for the interest of all those who are online now.
Yes.
From Sunday that we had our last session, on Monday, we had our departmental meeting, and I also I invited colleagues to also join this last week. But a very senior colleague asked a question that I say, well, when I get to you people, I will ask you the question, so that I'll give the answer. And his question was, say, if there's any warranty for the people registering with VIGIT platform, so that in case there's any problem, like say collapse of the business, whether the money invested by all
Okay, so I've heard your question. I'm sure we
can be reflected because I'm not part of the program. I'm sure some.
Yeah, so I'll provide the answer. Joshua is also there to add. Now, if you remember, the last slide Joshua shared was to talk about integration. Now, what you are seeing the integration platform is that if I've opened my wallet shop, you will see personal wallet and then the commission wallet and other wallets. And one of them is the shop wallet. Now, what happens is that when your funds comes in, what you do is you are moving your money from the bank to Flutterwave, because Flutterwave is the integration platform. So your funds, as you put in your details and use your ATM card, your funds go to Flutterwave. So Flutterwave is the one hosting the cash there. Now, the moment you ask the system to start trading with your cash, it takes the money and buys airtime. What you are seeing in the shop wallet, it is not money. It is airtime equivalent of your money that you have a courier with. Now, the airtime that is there is in the pool. Your airtime of 50,000, 100,000, 500,000, 1 million, 250,000, all are in a pool, including mine. So what the system does is the same way the bank does, because the bank uses your deposits to do that, while this system uses the funds you pull into it. Now, it's not sell time, airtime, sales data to people mega users, and including ourselves, because since I started using this platform, I've not bought airtime anywhere. And I've never talked about airtime as issue. Myself, my family, my office. In fact, the airtime available for my family now is sufficient to cater for 2 solid years, without any other thing happening. So the system trade and gives you airtime. Now, this airtime, trade in airtime, and of course, at the end of 7 days, gives you commission. Now, remember that the trading is happening on a daily basis. The system will trade, maybe get 2% commission, 3%, 4%, 5%, or whatever. And it uses part of this money to pay for all the license cost that's involved. But it will not give you 1% of the value that you have. So if you have 50,000, it's 1% of 50,000. Now, what happens is that there's no money anywhere. Now, the portal you are seeing is an empty portal. It simply gives accrual. It simply holds data that say, look, this is what Obaji has, this is what another person has. Now, if the system crashes, 2 things are possible. The money that is in cash is already with Flutterwave. So all that is needed to be done is to send Flutterwave an Excel sheet and say, well, these monies are here. This is the cash either in commission or in a personal wallet of these people. Can you put this money in their banks? Remember that in your app, you have actually put a bank details there, and this bank details is encrypted and is known by Flutterwave alone. The second component where your money may be is that it's in airtime. So what happens? The airtime is actually with a telemaster somewhere automated, being sold elsewhere. So there's no money that anybody can say, okay, fine, this is the funds that are available for one to do. So what we simply do, worst scenario, if system crash and everything is done, in a few months, your airtime will be sold. Of course, everybody won't stop buying airtime anyway, and nobody will stop buying from the platform. And that will be what will be refunded to people and stuff. So I wanted to answer you that question yesterday, but I was very busy. Joshua is here, so you can throw more light, but I've been on this system for 18 months to understand most of what happened at the end. And what most people don't know is that in 2015, the Association of Public Health Physicians transformed my life by nominating me to go to New Orleans to attend the Association of Public Health, American Public Health Physician Conference. And at that conference, I had 3 days of intensive training on use of digital systems, including social media advertisement. That has redefined part of what I do. So essentially, that is it. Joshua, maybe you have to add from your perspective of a group, but that is my understanding of a layman doing business in telecom.
Okay, thank you so much. I am going to point out 4 points if I can remember them all. First, I think they asked that question. I was trying to, I actually responded to people on the group. The first thing is that when you are dealing with a company that is not faceless, the fear of you losing money is less. Not that you will not lose money, it's less because you are seeing people you are dealing with. So somehow there is a small percentage of assurance, because the person was saying we should give him the assurance that if anything goes, his money will come back. The reason was having an identity is assured is that there are people behind this identity. So an entity that has, NEPA has done the usual, just bear with me if you can hear my voice. So they like to come up soon. So there are identities behind this. So this identity will certainly bring the system back for people. That's number one. Number two, my wallet shop has a data backup in the cloud. We pay heavily for that. So in case of any attack or any other thing, you go there and you discover that the site is not working for whatsoever reasons. It's just a matter of time. Everything will be restored. Just like you have a backup on your phone and you change phone to another phone, the Google will just tell you to restore. You restore, all your data will come back. So at the back end, it is running. Even if there's an earthquake will not affect the cloud, the satellite in the cloud. That's what makes the difference about those servers in the cloud. And that is where my wallet shop has your data. So it's also secured. Then the third one, which is what Dr. Kene was talking about, which is very important, is that what you are putting in my wallet shop to you is money. But when you put money in personal wallet, it is still money, because in your personal wallet, sorry, I'm trying to run away from the noise. Good. Your money you put in a personal wallet, to you it is money, but the system recognizes it as airtime because it's an automated system that everything that comes in here goes to Telecom. So once you say the system should take part of this money and then own the shop for you, you are simply commanding the system to convert that amount of money into airtime, and that is done instantly. So the wallet system is just hosting a data telling you this is how much you have in the shop. At the back end, that money is the airtime. I was telling the person, just like you buy airtime, anytime you want your money back and you don't want to wait, you want us to give your money now, and you want to take it in airtime, it's instant. We will credit your phone line with the millions you want instantly, no stress. The network does not pay us in liquid. We are the one that source for funds to pay people and tell Flutterwave, convert this into cash and pay customers in their bank account. What they give us is the same airtime. There is always a discount. If the discount is 2%, immediately you buy 1,000 naira, 2% takes place. 1% is credited to us, 1% goes to you. Just the automated system. So to round up and not to prolong issue, your money is actually in airtime. If there is a problem for whatsoever reason, it's just a matter of time telling you that please be patient. Let's sell your airtime and give you your cash. But when you say, no, I don't want to wait, I need my cash, no. We will give you airtime so you can go ahead and see how you can convert it to cash. So your money, it is the airtime and everything runs at the back and you have your data saved in the cloud. So, and finally, there is no insurance policy on e-commerce in Nigeria yet. We are still open to suggestions. If there is an insurance policy on e-commerce, please, we will quickly take that insurance. We'll go around, they don't have it yet. You know, the internet is coming new to Nigeria as it's expanding. So for now, there is none. What you have is the NDIC, which is for financial institution, which we are not. So what you have is stock with us. It's not cash with us. It's airtime, which is stock with us. I hope that helps to some extent.
Thank you very much. I'm very, very satisfied with the explanation.
All right, thank you very much, Baji. I am happy that you forwarded this question. All right, so our special guest is here. You want to give insight before I do a demo, or go ahead, Moses.
Yes, I think maybe let me give an insight. I'm not part of the company. I got to know about this business about 9 months ago. I met with Kene at Kaduna during the National Postgraduate College Conference, ASCAF Association. During ASCAF, I met with Kene in August. And I didn't know he was attending. He didn't know I was attending. And we ran into each other by accident. And he discussed with me about this project. I've known Kene for about 2 decades. Kene and Adamu, they've been my friends for like 2 decades. And when he was introducing the platform to me, because of the trust that we've developed over the years, I didn't have much question to ask. I just said, Kene, if you are the one telling me about this thing, it's fine. And he kept saying, call Yakubu, so that Yakubu will verify. But I didn't even bother to do that because I have a level of confidence in what he was telling me. And I invested the maximum amount of money that was possible at that time, And honestly, I've not regretted one bit. I may have entered blindly, but over time, it has proven to me that that was a very, very wise decision, And every week, I registered on a Sunday and I get paid every Monday. Every Monday, I get a very good percentage. I think it's 10%, even though they reviewed their payment later to about half of what I'm getting now, but my shop has not expired. It's going to expire in August, So I get like 20,000 every month and at the end, every week. And at the end of the month, I get about 80,000. Just like Kenneth said earlier on, I never bothered about DSTV. I never bothered about recharging my phone. Just last week, I was telling somebody that, look, every time I have airtime of more than 10,000 naira in my line, And it's because of that decision that I took. And to convince you, Dr. Affect, even further, my best friend and my wife, I introduced them to this platform, and they're also part of this business, and they've been benefiting a lot from this, So naturally, especially for us as doctors, we are trained to ask questions. We are trained to be curious. So you have to convince us beyond reasonable doubt for us to be able to invest our money into any venture. But I will tell you that honestly, the fact that my colleague introduced me to it, I took it for granted and I invested, and today I'm very, very happy. The first time I met Joshua was during that dinner that they organized in Abuja. I never knew details about the company. So Kenneth kept insisting, you must attend. I said, look, I must attend. I have a lot of money invested in this business. I have to come and see what is going on there. And when I came, they made very, very powerful presentation. In fact, it was a crowd. When I first came there were not much people, but before the program ended, there were people in hundreds that attended, And between then and now, there has been so many expansion in the business. There are more opportunities beyond what Kenneth is saying. So I encourage our colleagues to reach out to Kenneth and reach out to Joshua privately so that they can get to hear other opportunities that are even available on this platform. Thank you very much. I see my Oga, Dr. Davor. I want to use this opportunity to greet him too and to welcome him and to apologize that we've been in the same office, but I've never told him about this thing before he attacks me to.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm grateful.
All right. Okay. So thank you very much. I think what we'll do is that to make sure that Davua forgives Chingli, Oga, please send your number with the network so that we can find your wallet and see this happen. Oops. Sorry.
Sorry, Dr. Kene, if I might chime in, I will also join in Chingli. I will give 5,000 recharge card to Dr. Davo. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Now, wow. This is favoritism.
Wait, I'm trying to see the. Sorry, I'm trying to see if I can get it online. I don't know what is happening to the system. Where is the? Oops. I want to get online. I want to get online. Yeah. Okay, no, what I mean is I want to go see. Where is the screen? Okay, it's fine. So okay, so this is the portal just to do a demo, and then buy airtime for Ching, buy airtime for my boss so that he will find time to forgive me.
Yeah, he's no more there. He has left though.
Oh, okay, fine.
I can't see him there again. Oh.
That will definitely happen. So we'll get him later. Hello? Who has Dabua's number with the network? You can post it in the chat box. I can do the loading there.
Yeah, my number is already there. This is there.
Okay, so it's never Dr. Dabua. Where is his number? Boom. Okay, the first one is MTN. Oh yeah, I picked the number now. So this week is the last week. So please, colleagues, help us invite, have personal invitations to other members of our teams in our states to see how they can join us, because by weekend, it will be the last sessions we're having. Okay, I've just signed into my own personal account. This is my personal account. And in this account, I have some commissions here. I also have airtime in the wallet shop here. So look at the last digits here is 55. So each time you buy airtime, 2% of that value is equally given to you as commission. This is what the banks take away each time you buy on their platform. So I'm going to buy airtime for Jonathan here. I'll simply click on that. To go to put the number there. Any network, actually any network. Pick MTN, which is his network, and then buy airtime of 1,000 for him. Yakubu promised to buy 5,000. Chingli, your sins are forgiven for not telling Olga about this. So I'll pick that and then send. Once you send, anywhere he is now, within 30 seconds, he will have the airtime on his phone. So that is successful. Once that is successful, they've deducted, this is the automation system, they've deducted 1,000 from the 5,700. 2% of 1,000 is 20 naira. 20 naira has been added to the 55 that was here. And then that's so that is it. So on that note, I want to thank you very much. We can close now. Oh, Jonathan is back. Oga, have you seen your airtime?
Yes, I've just seen the 1,000 naira addition.
So actually, promised that he's going to send 5,000 naira airtime so that you find a space in your heart to forgive Chingli.
I've always forgiven Chingli. He knows me.
Really, my boss.
Thank you very much, everyone.